Hey, good evening. I'm really happy to have you here. My name is Daniel. I was a professional opera singer and beatboxer, and tonight we're listening to Improver's rendition of Creepin. So, for those that don't know, one of my early reaction videos was to Stanen's version of this song. And because of how that video became very popular within a small amount of time, especially when I was just starting out with less than 100 subscribers, I knew that I was really onto something. So this song in particular, pun intended, creeped its way into my heart. So I'm really excited to hear how Improver does this piece. I have no idea what to expect, but I know Improver's style, and it is so consistent. And he always finds a new creative way to incorporate his signature sounds and style into anything he does. And I'm just so excited to jump into this, and I hope you guys are as well. So without any further delay, let's jump into it. That's what I mean. That pitch accuracy. Outstanding, man. So consistent. Just dead in the middle of the pitch. So good, dude. That snare. I can't do that snare at all. It's more like a... You make it almost by making your lips in a kiss formation. The best spit snare that I can produce is where I put my upper lip over my bottom lip. But they're doing more of a... yeah. But it's just so clean. I love the way they do this. So incredible.
Somebody said I saw you. The person you were kissing wasn't me. And I don't...
Oh, that crescendo in the throat bass. Yeah, love that. Oh, so atmospheric. I love that.
You were kissing wasn't me. And I will never ask you. I just kept it to...
Yeah. And that's what I was mentioning in the post-analysis. By the way, if you want the full uncut reactions to this video, please check out my Patreon in the description below. But what he's doing here, just that bobbly technique that Codfish popularized, the seamless transition between the throat bass and his very lyrical voice. And it's just so seamless. It's so clean, man. I want to hear that again.
Ask you. I just kept it to myself. I don't wanna know if you blame
so
me.
Clean.
Keep it on the floor, 'cause my heart can't make it.
Oh, the double kick drum. Oh, it just adds so much. He could have just done one and it still would have been really great for the groove, because each sound is just so clean and it's just this very gentle flow here. And it just elevates you because his head voice sounds, those sounds all the way up in his head voice. It's just so light, mixed with his very lyrical voice, his very soft flow-like voice. Oh, it's just so good. He builds this atmosphere so powerfully, and it doesn't feel forced on you. It just feels like this wave of warm light just completely washing over you. Oh, it's just amazing, man.
It on the floor, 'cause my heart can't take it anymore. If you creep, please don't let it show me. Oh, baby, I don't wanna.
Yeah, and I love how the tempo itself is still the same, but now we're getting a lot more of these intricacies where we're getting these hi-hats. And Those are so consistent and clean, where he's taking this concept that we were just introduced to from the previous cadences into this new cadence, but it's just adding a little bit more flair and technicality to it, and it's flowing in with those hi-hats, and it's, oh my gosh, and you feel the technicality, you feel the fact that this piece is growing, not just in terms of very mild dynamic range or volume, if even at all, but from these fills, from this flow that he's established from the beginning of the piece that he maintains, but just allows more sound and more intricate technique to be incorporated into these concepts that he's already introduced. Everything is flowing so well, and the piece does feel like it's growing and that there's a constant momentum that hasn't been lost at any point. It's so well arranged. He's doing such a great job here.
I think about it when I hold you. When you get in your eyes, I can't believe. And I don't need to know the truth. But baby, keep it to yourself. I don't wanna know if you blame me. Keep it.
Just that blame me. Oh, it's so smooth. He makes this seem so effortless. But for those of you that actually can make a throat bass, which is taking a note, he, and then grinding it a little bit in your throat, in your larynx, he, really pushing it forward through your nose, but allowing your chords to vibrate violently a little bit more. Kind of effect. For those that are really good at making the throat bass, just make the transition between your voice and throat bass back and forth, and you will realize just how difficult that is. And you need a lot of practice in order to actually utilize that technique in a beat, let alone make it as seamless as Improver is making it seem right here. It is incredible, the level of precision he is executing here. Incredible.
Wanna know if you blame me, keep it on me. Cause my heart can't make it any more. If you creep, please don't let it show me. Oh baby, I don't wanna.
That's the inward bass. That, oh my gosh. I remember the first time I heard an inward bass, I thought it was a snort bass, which I first heard for my first ever beatboxing video that I watched, actually, which was the Grand Finals 2012, I think? 2009? Ah, man, I don't remember. But I remember the artists. It was Skiller versus Alem at the World Beatbox Championship in Germany, where beatboxing was still a very, very small scene. And I heard Skiller do the snort bass, it's really hard to do for me personally. I don't practice it that much. But when I first heard the inward bass, I thought it was a variation on that. And nah, it's just a completely different technique, and it blew me away just knowing that so many people are capable of utilizing it in so many creative ways. It's such a powerful bass. And here, most people that use the inward bass use it as this dominating, powerful sound that levels audiences. A really great performer who has essentially mastered his inward bass would be someone like King Inertia from the USA. I also recommend go checking him out. He's incredible with that sound. But here, Improver utilizes it in a way that still has a lot of impact and weight behind it, but it still doesn't feel as heavy. It's a very grounding sound, which is really great contrast for what this piece is, creating these very light and lyrical sounds, but also having these very weighted grounding sounds. But even in these very weighted grounding sounds, it still doesn't feel like gravity is 10 times the weight of what it normally is. It just feels like our feet are firmly planted on the floor, but it doesn't feel like we're being crushed by it. And it's so good. All of his sounds just work so well together. That's really hard to do. The pitch. Oh, wait. I think that was an inward pitch. Oh. That is really hard to do. To breathe in on a very specific pitch in your nose. It's really hard for me to do. But... and to make it so pure, not have it impede on the groove, the atmosphere that you set, have it not be modeled in any way, and still keep it so silky smooth. Oh my gosh. This is... Improver has really proved himself to be one of the cleanest beatboxers I've heard in a long time. Incredible stuff. Incredible.
I don't wanna know.
I want to listen to that again.
I don't wanna know.
Just having the grounding sounds of the throat bass and the inward bass, and having those inward breaths and his head voice come in so beautifully within the same musical cadences, really generating this heaven and earth effect. Oh my gosh, so well arranged. This is so good, dude. Love this. Yeah, man, I mean, what more can I say? The flow was so consistent and smooth, and the arrangement so clean, precise. The pitching, not just on his voice and his inward and his throat bass, but in his inward bass too. To pitch an inward bass is exceptionally hard. And he just does it so seamlessly. And another point in comparing this with Terrace's version of the song is Terrace utilizes reverb a lot more, really putting you into his world of this very hollow atmosphere, and it's so powerful because of that. Not just because of that reverb, but the reverb really contributes to everything that we experience in his sound and style. So the fact that Improver here doesn't really use that level of reverb, I felt like there was a very slight amount of it, but that really doesn't even impede the absolute crispness and precision that Improver does here. It is so good. I absolutely love this dude. Amazing work here. I really digged it. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If y'all liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you didn't like it, please leave a dislike and let me know why in the comments. I do read all of the comments, even if I may not heard a reply to them, so please know that your comments do not go unnoticed. My live streams are currently Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you guys would like to stop by and say hey or ask any questions about myself or the channel, I'd be more than happy to be there for you guys. I'm also considering adding another live stream day to the channel, and I'm probably going to make a community post about that to see what would best work within your guys' schedule. As I mentioned in this video, my Patreon is officially live. Check the link in the description below to watch full, uncut reactions to all of my music videos. I'm also putting a lot of Patreon exclusive music on Patreon as well, and there's a bunch of other content that I really do love making that is also on Patreon, and I really hope you guys go and check that out. I really want to take this time to appreciate all of you here watching these videos. It really does mean a lot to me, so thank you so much. And I can't wait to see all of you in the next video. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.